If your child is starting kindergarten soon, I want you to hear this before the first day. Kindergarten is wonderful. It's also a little wild, and I don't mean wild like cute little backpack photo wild. I mean wild like 20 tiny humans trying to learn where to put their folders, how to open a lunchbox, when to raise their hand, how to walk in a line, why the bathroom is not a social club. So if you are feeling excited, emotional, nervous, or like you may need to pack tissues for yourself, you are in very good company. Today, I want to talk about what kindergarten parents should actually expect, because knowing what is normal can make the beginning of school feel a lot less overwhelming. I'm Brett Kay with The Advocator, where I help parents understand school behavior and learning in practical ways. And kindergarten is one of those times when parents often wonder, is this normal? The answer is usually yes. Not always, but pretty often yes. The first few weeks of kindergarten are not just about letters, numbers, and cute handprint crafts. They are about routines, stamina, independence, communication, and learning how school works. And for a lot of children, that is a huge adjustment. One of the biggest things parents need to expect is that kindergarten takes energy, a lot of energy. Even if your child went to preschool, even if your child is social, even if your child is excited, a full day requires children to listen, wait, transition, follow directions, manage their belongings, eat in the cafeteria, use the bathroom, keep track of materials, share space with other children, and hold it together for hours. That is a lot for a 5-year-old. So if your child comes home tired, emotional, cranky, quiet, extra hungry, or suddenly acting younger than usual, that does not automatically mean something went wrong. It may mean they are adjusting. Some kids come home and talk nonstop. Some kids come home and say, I don't remember. Some kids come home and appear to have spent the whole day doing nothing, even though they had a full day packed with learning. That is very normal. And yes, it is deeply frustrating when you ask, what did you do today? And they say, I don't know. Kindergartners can remember the exact snack another child had 3 Tuesdays ago, but somehow cannot remember what they did at school 5 minutes ago. That is part of the magic or the mystery, possibly both. Another thing parents should expect is that bathroom accidents can happen, even for children who have been potty trained for a long time. That can surprise parents because they think, but my child doesn't have accidents anymore. School is different. At home, your child can usually go when they need to go. At school, there's a schedule. The class may be lining up for music. They may be walking to lunch. They may be outside at recess. They may be waiting because another class is already in the bathroom. Or your child may be in part of the school where they don't know where the closest bathroom is yet. And in kindergarten, a lot of children wait until the last possible second to ask. By the time they say, I need to go, the whole class may be already moving somewhere else, and the teacher doesn't have another person available to walk one child across the building. That does not mean the teacher doesn't care. It means schools run on schedules because every class is taking turns using different places all over campus. The cafeteria, the library, the playground, music, PE, art, bathrooms. Everyone is rotating through the day. So a bathroom accident early in kindergarten does not automatically mean there's a major problem. It often means your child is learning how to manage their needs inside a school schedule. You can help by practicing simple school language before the first day, like, I need to go to the bathroom, or can I use the restroom? Or, I had an accident, I need help. Those phrases matter because in the moment, some children freeze. And one more practical tip, send an extra set of clothes in your child's backpack. Not because you expect a problem, but because kindergarten is, well, kindergarten. And kindergarten has a way of humbling everyone. A lot of parents work on letters and numbers before kindergarten, and that makes sense. But then school starts, and the hard part is not usually the ABCs. Sometimes the hard part is that your child can't open their lunch container, or they don't know how to ask for help, or their folder gets stuffed in the backpack sideways and comes home looking like a lost fight, or their shoe came untied and it's time to line up for recess. Those little school day skills can make the first few weeks feel harder than parents expect. Because kindergarten readiness is less about what your child knows and more about managing themselves. Can they open their snack? Can they zip and unzip their backpack? Can they put a folder inside without turning it into a paper crunching machine? Can they take off a jacket and put it back on? Can they say, I need help? These skills may seem small, but during the school day, they add up. A child who can manage a few of their own things feels more confident. They're not always waiting for an adult. They're not stuck while the rest of the class moves on. And they are not sitting at lunch staring at a yogurt tube like it personally betrayed them. So before school starts, practice the boring stuff. Open the lunch box, zip the backpack, put the folder in and take it out. Practice saying, I need help. This does not have to be a big formal lesson. Just let your child rehearse the little routines that happen every day at school. Because kindergarten readiness is not only about knowing letters and numbers. Sometimes it's about being able to open the applesauce pouch before lunch is over. You should also expect some big feelings. Some children cry at drop-off. Some cry at home. Some do beautifully for the first few days and then struggle later when the excitement wears off. Some are fine at school and fall apart in the car. This does not mean you failed to prepare them. It means kindergarten is a big step. For some children, the hardest part is separation. For others, the hardest part is the length of the day. For others, it's the amount of noise, movement, and social problem solving. And for some children, it is all of the above, served with a side of cafeteria chaos. The goal is not to make every feeling disappear. The goal is to help your child feel safe, supported, and capable. You can say things like, new things can feel hard at first, or your teacher knows how to help you, or you can feel nervous and still have a good day, or I'll be back after school. Short, calm, confident language helps. Long emotional pep talks can sometimes make children more anxious because they hear the worry behind the words. So keep your message simple. You are safe. Your teacher will help you. I'll be back. Another thing to expect is that communication from school may feel different than preschool or childcare. Your child may not come home with every detail. The teacher may not be able to give a long update every day, and you may not know every tiny thing that happened. That can feel hard, especially when this is your child's first big school experience. But kindergarten teachers are usually managing a lot at once. They are teaching routines, helping children, adjust solving shoe emergencies, finding lost water bottles, and answering questions like, can I bring a rock to lunch? So, if you have a concern, absolutely communicate, but also know that a quiet day does not mean necessarily anything went wrong. Many teachers will reach out if there's a pattern or concern. So what can you do before the first day? Focus on simple routines. Practice opening lunch containers. Practice bathroom language. Practice putting things in and out of the backpack. Practice following one-step and two-step directions. Practice saying, I need help. And talk about school in a calm, positive way. Not perfect, not overhyped, just ready. Kindergarten does not need your child to be perfect. Kindergarten needs your child to be ready to begin. And beginning means they're still learning. So if kindergarten is coming and you are feeling all the feelings that make sense, your child is taking a big step. And so are you. Expect some adjustment. Expect some tired afternoons. Expect some funny stories. Expect a few surprises. And expect your child to grow in ways that may genuinely amaze you. If you want help getting ready for the first weeks of school, grab my free kindergarten readiness guide at theedvocator.com/resources. It gives you practical, teacher-created tips for helping the beginning of kindergarten feel a little smoother. I'm Brett Kay with The Edvocator, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.